when I see you laughing and smiling, when I see you.
Hi Vibes Tribe! Welcome to my new how-to video, how to solo like Mark Knopfler, how to play in triads like he does. First of all, some background on my playing and what I used to learn from famous teachers. There's a very old saying that goes, to be a great musician you have to study everything there is to know about music, and then you just forget it. And that's true, I think. It's the best thing to say. You need to know it up here, but forget it when you're playing down here. Okay, so here's the thing about a couple of my amazing teachers and friends. One of them was called Stephen Crofts. Steve was the best blues guitarist I knew. He played with bands The Bombers, he played with Bob Spencer from the Angels, he played with Angry Anderson, just to name a few. He used to say to me, you have to learn to play scales in all 12 keys within the same 5 frets. Within 5 frets you play 12 different scales, not just majors, minors, arpeggios, blues scales, pentatonic scales. You have to play them all within 5 frets, and you'll move up another one and learn it somewhere else. And I did that. I used to write that down, as you can see there roughly. I used to write down all my scales on grids like this and learn them all. And yeah, they definitely helped. I can't play them all today from memory, but what they helped with was my ear, hearing music, so I can play more melodic riffs, and helps you when you're learning new songs as well, because you can hear the riffs and play them just about straight away. Steve was an amazing guy. He taught me some jazz as well, got me into jazz. He learned from George Goller, and I learned that jazz theory is just as hard as classical theory. So much to it, with a little bit extra thrown in for guitarists, so really enjoyed that. So then I went to another amazing teacher, Ike Isaacs. Amazing person he was, and he played with the likes of Stefan Grappelli when Django Reinhardt died. And he knew so many famous musicians that, you know, personally. And he was also Martin Taylor's mentor. Martin is the UK version of Australia's Tommy Emmanuel. He's just incredible. Anyway, Ike's melodic and harmonic playing was really invaluable to me. The most of all, though, I can remember his first lesson. And he was from Burma. So he said, first of all, he said, you need to know every triad, you need to know every triad, not the Chinese triads, the ones that go 1, 3, 5 triads. So he made me learn every single triad, and there's a little exercise that I can show you that'll come up on the screen. So triads like the D triad here, C minor triad, all those triads, and it's an exercise you can do which will really improve your playing. Now, why is it useful? Because if you listen to some songs by Mark Knopfler, like the one I previewed, he uses that all the time in his playing. It's very, very useful. Now, finally, Ike said to me, you know, there's never any wrong notes. Never any wrong notes. Only possibilities. And that's very important to you. Never play a wrong note. Wrong notes are only one note away from a right note anyway, so you can bend into it, slide into it, whatever. Anyway, let's go on with the triads for a minute. There are 3 types of triads that I teach, and they are from the E chord, so it's just straight E chord, A chord, and a D chord, which is the bass notes, E, A and D. Right. So if you were to play, I'll just give you an example. You have to use movable chords, so the E chord would turn into an F chord, the A chord. A chord will turn into a B flat chord. So just the movable versions. The D chord, doesn't matter where you start that. So if you were to play the E triad, starting in the F position, you would go like this. So just the first 3 notes. And then you would play the next 3 notes like this. And then you would change your fingering to the next 3 notes like this. So that's more of an E shape now. And then you just add the last note with your little finger. And if you do that backwards and forwards and slide up as you're doing it, so you can go slide up, come back down, and you'll get the feel for those triads and where they go. You can play things with triads. Same with the B flat one, which is the A chord. You play it like that, and you can change your fingering to that, which is one of the most famous triads that a lot of famous people play. So you like that. And the D one, which is tricky to play on a normal D fingering, so you bar it like that, and you go, well, let's start back here, so that's how my notes to show you in the D flat position. Oop. Haven't played these for years, but you never usually use that one much because it's very low and not a great tune, but when you do that from there, so there, like that. So that's another one that's very handy to use. How do I use these? Let's have a look at the Mark Knopfler solo, where he goes D minor, which is the minor version of the A chord triad, so he just goes like that, just the minor. He goes to then the straight normal A triad, but in that position it's C, so it goes D minor, C, down 2 to B flat, and then down to A in the verses. In the chorus it's just the D minor. He does put a 7 in there, but and then he slides up to here, which is really the F minor position. So F minor based on an E minor chord. E minor movable is F minor, and F minor 7 makes that minor there for that chord there. It's a D minor again. Even though it looks very similar to one of these ones, it's actually in a different position, different sound. D minor C. So you got D minor C there, and D minor C there. Okay, so we'll go on to the solo. The solo, if you follow my notes, then you can see that the solo bases itself on around those triads. So you got the D minor, and you just go. So he's playing all around the D minor shape, the A minor shape down up here. And then he moves on to an A chord, which works out to be the E chord, moved up to the F up here, so it's like an A bar chord, and he just goes a very muted sound. And then he moves up to another A up here. You can hear that sound there, which is like a D shape up there and it's an A because it's on an A note, so it's the D shape right up in the A note. So you got the A, and then he goes back to D minor, which I showed you before. All a bit of D minor fiddling, and then he does the C up here. You can see that C up there, which is the D chord, just up on the 12th fret. He goes. So you got that up there. And then he does a bit of a fiddle around the B flat, up to D, the D note in the B flat chord. Then he goes back to D minor. So that's a D minor, like a bar chord up there. And then you go straight to the B flat, which is based on the B flat bar chord, then to the C based on the A movable triad. So he goes B flat, and he goes to the C. Like that, back to the B flat, and back to the C. And back to the theme. So that's a bit about how I learnt to play that song and many other songs, and I hope that gives you something to go on. And there's a lot of other videos around that show you how to play solos, and I go into so much technical jargon and stuff like that. I want to just show you how I use the chords to play solos. Thank you very much for listening. I hope that's helpful to you.